Hello, everyone. Welcome to Little Chapel of Faith. My name is Tina. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. We have platforms on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. If you're on any of those or all those, please like, subscribe, and share. We are here with the New St. Joseph's Baltimore Catechism. We are on lesson 5. Lesson 5, the creation and the fall of man. And this one just shows a small picture. There. Creation. What is man? Man is a creature composed of body and soul and made to the image and likeness of God. Is the likeness to God in the body or in the soul? The likeness to God is in the body. The likeness to God is chiefly in the soul. So sorry. The likeness to the Blessed Trinity is found chiefly in man's soul, but there is a resemblance in the body too. Not, however, in the body of man alone, but in man and woman united in marriage, in the child who is the normal fruit of said marriage. God created man in his image. The image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. Then God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply." However, the image is found chiefly in the man's soul, since that is the spirit, just as God is the spirit. How is the soul like God? The soul is like God because it is a spirit having understanding and free will and is destined to live forever. Who were the first man and woman? The first man and woman were Adam and Eve, the first parents of the whole human race. Is it possible that there are intelligent beings created by God on other planets of the universe? Yes, it is possible that there are intelligent beings created by God on other planets of the universe, because God's power is unlimited. What was the great gift bestowed on Adam and Eve by God? The chief gift bestowed on Adam and Eve by God was sanctifying grace, which made them children of God and gave them the right to heaven. What other gifts were bestowed on Adam and Eve by God? The other gifts bestowed on Adam and Eve by God were happiness in the garden of paradise, great knowledge, control of the passions by reason, and freedom from suffering. Great knowledge. Adam and Eve had knowledge poured into their minds by God. They did not have to study or go to school. Control of the passions by the reason. Passions are emotions of the soul, such as anger, fear, hatred, desire, joy, sorrow, etc. Adam and Eve would not become angry unless they wanted to. They would never be afraid of anything unless they wanted to. They would never cry unless they wanted to. Freedom from suffering and death. There would be no sickness, weakness, weariness of body, discomfort. They would not have to go to the dentist, take castor oil, or go to the hospital. When they finished their time on earth, they would go to heaven without dying. B. The fall. What commandment did God give Adam and Eve? God gave Adam and Eve the commandment not to eat of the fruit of a certain tree that grew in the garden of paradise. It was not a real fruit, but a symbol of some pleasure God forbade them to test their love for him. Did Adam and Eve obey the commandment of God? Adam and Eve did not obey the commandment of God, but ate of the forbidden fruit. The punishment. What happened to Adam and Eve on account of their sin? On account of their sin, Adam and Eve lost sanctifying grace, the right to heaven, and their special gifts. They became subject to death, to suffering, and to a strong inclination of evil, and they were driven from the Garden of Paradise. And then here it just shows the whole, what happened, how they ate of the fruit, and how, they were found out. What has happened to us on account of the sin of Adam? On account of the sin of Adam, we, his descendants, came into the world deprived of sanctifying grace and inherit his punishment as we would have inherited his gifts had he been obedient to God. What is the sin in us called? This sin in us is called original sin. Why is this sin called original? The sin is called original because it comes down to us through the origin or descent from Adam. What are the chief punishments of Adam which we inherit through original sin? The chief punishments of Adam which we inherit through original sin are death, suffering, ignorance, and a strong inclination to sin. Is God unjust in punishing us on account of sin of Adam? God is not unjust in punishing us on account of the sin of Adam, because original sin does not take away from us anything to which we have a strict right as human beings, but only the free gifts which God in his goodness would have bestowed on us if Adam had not sinned. Was any human person ever preserved from original sin? The Blessed Virgin Mary was preserved from original sin in view of the merits of her divine Son, and this privilege is called her Immaculate Conception. And let me show a picture of the Blessed Virgin. The Immaculate Conception. Our Lady's words to Bernadette Lourdes. I am the Immaculate Conception. Our Lady is so different from us. We have sinned, but she did not. But she feels sorry for us. The healing waters of Lourdes are a sign of her love for us and her desire to help us in our troubles. And you know what? I think I'm going to leave it here because now it goes into a whole chapter or a whole portion of this chapter about the Immaculate Conception. So I think I'm going to save that for tomorrow. This book is a little different, so it kind of works a little different. The other one was very cut and dry, you know, chapter after chapter, but this one here does a little differently. So I'll be back tomorrow with more from that, from the New St. Joseph Baltimore Catechism. Until then, I hope you all have a beautiful day. Be well, be safe, be kind to each other. May God bless us all.